Now I have that song stuck in my head.
Nothing Else Matters by
The
Metallica.
Metallica one.
But is it a cello version or the Metallica version?
The cello. They've done a couple, actually. I don't think we mentioned it, but they did Paint It Black.
Yeah.
And she did Vivaldi's Winter and Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop. There's been some fun ones. Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Wednesday, Season 1, Episode 3.
Friend or Woe?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
I am so guarded. I'm so suspicious, and I'm trying to stay, 2 steps ahead of the show, and I'm driving myself insane.
So again, and I have not watched all of it, so I don't even know,
6.
but I've seen halfway through 6.
The monster, is that the same thing that's killing people, but we actually watched the monster attack Rowan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this homeless guy in this episode.
We saw a silhouette.
But then they had the photographs from inside the cabin.
Right. Yeah, okay. No,
it was definitely
it's
the monster.
Same. Well, because I started to say I think it's protecting her.
Wednesday?
It seems like it's protecting her. The way, because Rowan was telekinesing her, and it showed up, and then it, appeared in that, I place, and it, looked at her. I think I can't handle it. I think I'm prepared every time it's coming. I'm like, I'm used to it now. And I have exclaimed.
Yeah.
It's the eyes.
They're creepy. They're big and bulbous and creepy.
Will, do not pull a clip. Because I'll scream watching it. It's got these big, giant eyes and then a little, and it does appear to be a human or a shapeshifter. But she also is apparently an unreliable narrator.
Wednesday?
They keep warning her that the visions are only half the story.
Are they telling the truth?
And a lot of times when she sees something, when there's someone else there to confirm it, it's washed away. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm very suspicious. Do you have an answer?
No.
Okay.
No, there is a different mystery that gets solved in the 5th episode.
Okay.
But I have not solved the mystery of the monster in the woods.
So we also forgot to mention that in the 2nd episode, they had to go to, it's a Crackstone. They had to go to Crackstone's crypt.
To get the flag. Yeah.
And he was the founder of the town.
Jericho.
And he was what you imagine a pilgrim founder would be like. And when she was at his crypt, she saw a vision of a girl. It's Jenna Ortega's playing it as well, so she's deduced that it's an ancestor of hers, but she has blonde.
Well, her name is also Goody Adams.
Right. She was following that hunch. Well, it opened up, she was kidnapped at the end of the last episode. They put a bag over her, and it was the students had a secret society. Yeah. It was like Midnight Club.
Well,
they're not supposed to because somebody died.
They're called the Nightshades. It's what what was her name? It was what Miss Thornhill was telling her about when she was looking for the symbol in the book. Miss Thornhill said they're called the Nightshades.
Right.
It's like a secret society. It's like boarding schools all have that kind of shit.
But they've kind of started doing it again, and Miss Weems knows about it, but it's kind of as long as they don't make too big of a scene, she just pretends she doesn't see.
They also aren't really doing it right because Wednesday's I solved the code, and the siren boy is there's a code I thought we just snapped twice, and she was you're fucking stupid.
And they were also, because I think it was Xavier was fine, we'll let you join our club, and she's oh no,
she was pass,
no, and he was well, you can't do that. It was you can't pass, and also you can't not want it. Yeah. You have to want it. So that was funny. It was Outreach Day, which is the thing that the town does, because, as you did mention, they're a little bit symbiotic, where it's
well, it's more the town is a parasite on the school. The town doesn't really have anything going for it.
But the town acts there.
Yeah.
And something's going on with Mrs. Weems and the mayor. Jacob is the kid, right?
Jacob is the kid. No,
the mayor?
Lucas is the kid.
Lucas.
Sorry.
Jacobs. Mayor Jacobs?
Sure.
I have the word Jacob in.
Jacob. Mayor Walker.
Okay.
Mayor Noble Walker. I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with no.
But yeah,
on that
there's
one.
something I think happening with them. She's like, well,
they're sort of speaking in code. She's like, I like hope everything will be like on the up and up or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But part of the outreach is they have to go in and do like volunteer work to try and like bridge the gaps between the two communities, and they each get sent to get sent to different places. And Wednesday went to Pilgrim World.
Yeah,
it was bleak.
This also begins. There's only a second one so far. I'm hoping that we get a hat trick, but there is a store in this episode called Uriah's Heap. And I just think that's hilarious. And there's a really good store in the next episode. It's the antique store. It's just funny. Uriah is a name, but it's just his heap of stuff, a heap of crap. Uriah's Heap. I think it's hilarious.
I read that as Uriah's sheep.
No, Uriah's Heap.
What's that joke from The Simpsons where they're like, he's reading something and he's like, he's a regular potheed. And he's like, oh, pothead. So she was looking for like artifacts. I guess she needed the book.
Yeah.
And
she assumed they'd have it in there.
That woman was so funny, that day player.
Oh shit, was it Arlene, I feel like? Yeah, her name is Lisa O'Hare. She was on that show New Amsterdam, that medical drama that I watched. I didn't like her on that. I like her in this. That's
kind of one of my favorite tropes. One of my favorite South Park episodes is that.
Yeah.
Where they go to visit like the old-timey place and the employees won't break character.
Yeah.
And she made it very far into this episode and the day before Wednesday bested her.
Yeah.
It was very good. Also, we haven't mentioned, is that Jacob? Who's the kid with the bees?
No, the kid with the bees
Duncan?
is Eugene.
Eugene. If you're new here, I'm bad with
names.
Yeah, she's befriended Eugene. He's like because she was supposed to join a social club.
Yeah.
And I guess, does that mean she then did join the beekeepers?
Yeah, he calls them the Hummers. He's adorable. I love Eugene.
She's his first friend.
Yeah. And he also has a crush on Enid.
Mm-hmm. And Enid has a crush on...
Ajax.
Ajax. Yeah. As we were watching, I was like, I got Ajax because he's Greek, and then Gorgon, and I liked his hair. I liked his hair and the snakes.
They have a crush on each other.
That was the most realistic, traumatizing, triggering thing where she is flirting within an inch of her life.
So hard.
And he has no idea. Well, did they explain their powers anymore? Because he's looking at her. Like, they're having conversations and stuff.
It's only if the snakes look.
Oh.
Although I did have a bone to pick with that because in the first episode, one of his little snakes peeps out to, like, look at it. But maybe all of them have to be.
It. Yeah, he, like, pushed it back up.
Mm-hmm. I also think you have to look into the eyes of the snake specifically. So.
Mm-hmm. Because he did finally, she just told him. And so they agreed to go on this date. And when he was getting ready, taking his shower, the towel fell off the mirror.
And he stoned himself.
But it is only temporary, they say.
Yeah.
And
because she was like, I wouldn't mind.
It was very kinky. I was like, what is this going to be? And he likes her nails, so I can't wait to see her actually wolf out. It's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, we haven't gotten there yet, but probably.
I just want her to be pastel.
I
wonder how furry they're gonna end up being.
I assume they'll be. It's gonna be a full wolf.
Oh, have you seen it?
No, but it's just gonna be a digital wolf. There's no way it's not.
Well, because we're watching Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Teen Wolf Reactions. See our coverage Mondays at whenever.
Moon days.
But they just have like the
it's like chops.
Buffy angel brow and then like mutton chops.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious what she's gonna end up being. Well, this is Tim Burton, so. Because remember Chloe Grace Moretz in Dark Shadows was kind of cool looking?
Potentially then, yeah. In that case, then she has to be blonde. With pink and blue streaks at the bottom.
I want it so bad. I have strong opinions on Werewolves and Mermaids by Fairytale on Amazon.com. And
help us upgrade these 2 other cameras.
I have strong feelings about female werewolves. I don't always like them. but I like Enid.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. And in this world, I think it's suiting. I think
well, she doesn't have a chip on her shoulder like the one in Twilight either.
Sure, but I'm very yin and yang. Like, I think of mermaids as like the divine feminine, and I think of werewolves as like the divine masculine type, anyways. That's my own problematic philosophies.
He's very heteronormative.
Very heteronormative. Well, the boys are being mean to Eugene. They're just terrible. It's like, we're not even getting like the Billy effect from Sabrina, where one of them is well, Lucas, actually, no, I take that back.
Yeah, he's like, my dad's gonna get me in trouble.
Getting in more trouble.
Yeah.
So, okay, Lucas can maybe stay, but the other two have got to go. The fudge vomit was repulsive.
I love how the like main bully was like, oh, do you want to go in the stocks too? And Wednesday was like, don't you remember like 3 days ago when I kicked your ass the first time? Like, what makes you think this is going to end any differently?
I do love what a savant she is in everything, because she did her entire fudge presentation in German.
Well, those tourists were German, but...
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I just assumed the original Pilgrims were German or something.
No, those tourists were German. Because she did a whole thing about how fudge wasn't even invented until 258 years later, and it was all built on the backs of indigenous peoples and stuff. It was like really funny. Enid
and Ajax were helping in a little antique shop where they had these like, well, okay, I'm of two minds with taxidermy. On one hand, it's weird and gross. On the other hand, I wanted to taxidermy our dog, and none of them would let me. He would be sitting right here.
To keep the Bob's Burgers going, there is an episode of Bob's Burgers where they go to this old woman's house and she's taxidermied tons and tons of squirrels, and Tina cannot handle it. And so she's just like quietly freaking out the whole time. And then in the midst of like a whole discussion, she's like, she kills them all for sport. She peels them like fruit roll-ups.
I want to see that one.
I'll show it to you. Yeah, it's very funny.
I don't know, because I'm going to be, not only am I heteronormative, I'm hypocritical, because I'm going to be like, I think I like taxidermy from an arm's length. Like, I don't mind like hunting taxidermy. Well, hunting's mixed.
I like that less. At least I think in this, it's like Ricky Lindholm is going around picking up roadkill and doing it to roadkill.
Spoiler. But no, I was gonna be like, I think it's gross if like people like are taxidermying pets. But then I wanted to do it. I said I'm a hypocrite. Digby was beyond a pet. He was
okay. If you had taxidermy Digby, he would be haunting all of us right now.
We would just hear.
No, I'm alone.
Oh my god. So it is. So Ricky Lindholm is the one making them.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Oh, because we saw her making it. I was like, she's either making them or buying all of them.
Because the shopkeeper, aka Queen of the Dwarves, was like, we can't keep them on the shelves. They're like flying out the door.
But that was treated like a reveal. Was it just meant to be a quirky character? I think it was
just because the like Nothing Else Matters was going over, and we were like, just like peeking at everybody.
Yeah. There were a lot of things happening there.
Because Marilyn found, or like went into the Nightshade's little meeting room with the snap.
She also was kind of flirting with the mayor.
They like recognized each other.
There's something happening there.
Yeah. And then Xavier was coming out of his little art studio room with scratches on his neck, which is suspicious.
And there was a unhoused gentleman that stole a camera for some reason. Yeah. And
it worked out because he got a picture of the monster.
That killed him.
Yeah.
That was odd.
Well, it worked out for us, not for him. And then the Principal Weems was tearing out Morticia's page from the yearbook.
Oh, they had a fantastic scene because Wednesday, someone blew up
a Confederate statue.
Of Creek, whatever. It was Thing did it, but Wednesday was her plan.
Yeah, Wednesday was the mastermind.
And so Wednesday and Weems had a really, really good scene where Weems was like, "You are exhausting, but I don't tire easily."
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I still can't place her because they're leaning us villainous, but I know better than to just trust everything that they present to us. So I think that was largely the...
Yeah, Tyler and Xavier have like a beef that we don't fully know about yet. We find out a little about it in the next episode, but
He was
like
in the bathtub screaming?
well, that's about his dad. But yeah. He's big mad. Tyler's big mad. Oh, and Xavier's dad is a famous psychic. Like a magician, kind of.
Oh, and the vision with Goody Adams. Crackstone?
Crackstone, yeah.
He rounded up all the weirdos and certainly some native people. And because it seemed like Goody Adams was like she was in Pilgrim Wear and she had blonde hair.
They said
it seemed like the mother was native.
I think it's in the next episode. They say that she's from Gomez's side that came from Mexico. Yeah.
Okay. Hence the word indigenous.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really take back the night.
Yay.
So this is fun. We're gonna watch the next one.